Alright, what's up, y'all? I'm Jack Paradise, and we're going to be watching our team run 7:35 at Mount Sac Relays and take the U.S. lead and the meet record. So let's get into it.
Up next, men's 4x800 meter relay, the high school boys. And no surprise, though,
So
for
going
anybody
into
who
this,
knows
there was a
Harriman
little bit
of
of stress
Utah,
going into
they
it.
load up
We had
and dominate
a guy fall
the
at
distance events
Arcadia.
with
Our second
an
leg, he
amazing
fell,
number of runners. And
and
guess what?
so
They have three
we needed him
4x800
to,
meter relays here
step up
scheduled.
and
We're down to two now.
stay on his feet this time, really. And there was also a lot of stress coming in. There were some high caliber teams in there. We had Harriman, Long Beach,
We have
Wilson,
Harriman,
guys like
A
that. They
team,
were some big
wearing
hitters,
hip
and we
number
needed to,
1.
put some times down. So, we're looking forward to
The
this. I'm going to
Tang,
speed
the
this
two
up a
Tang
little bit so
brothers,
we can get
Spencer
into
and
it.
Wilson, 6B, Park Town of Great Oak has run a 152.32, and Jack Paradise
And
a
so, first leg
151.50.
here is
They were
Jacob.
7th at Arcadia
He's a
and
strong front runner. We're like, we need to put a front
7:53.93.
runner up there. So we have Jacob up
Christian
here.
Gump, Marco Franco,
This is
Jacob Brown,
gonna
and
be a
Jackson
fast first
Paradise.
leg,
Harriman
and
A has Eli Jarvis, Micah Tang, Jonah
he needed
Tang,
to show out.
and
So
Tayshawn
see if he can
Ogomo.
do it.
5th, though, who was 5th the Utah 800 last year in 152.02. Harriman B, also like I mentioned, J. Sarah Catholic was 2nd at Arcadia in 7:42.60 with Tay Newman. He's run 154.62. Jack Burnett 155.33. Luke Friedel 156.79. Bradley Area 153.96.
So here Jacob gets really hard out in the front, and we're out there in the white with the red on the back. Jacob runs a really good start, so we needed to have him out there at the beginning.
At 7:46.85 with Kitcherlow, Obando, Jackson, and Weiland, Obando.
He comes through around 27 high, 28 low, I think.
26 last year. He's ranked 2nd in the state this year at 150.45 after winning the Oregon Relays 800 and 2nd in Arcadia. So pretty loaded finish for Wilson. It may be Harriman and Great Oak ahead, with Wilson trying to catch at the finish. That's my prediction early on.
So coming through, Jacob's looking strong. He's looking smooth. He comes through here in just about 55.7, I believe that was. Somewhere in that high 55 range. So he's going through pretty well.
Oh,
brother.
See, this is how you do it, bro. This is how you open packs.
So how box works is you could open it virtually.
Alright, anyways. Here comes Jacob coming through. He's putting a little bit of distance on the Harriman guy. And see, Jacob, he can open, but he can also close really hard. So he's one of those runners. He'll just burn you to the end.
Not able to hold on to much of that lead. Wilson moving into 3rd. I believe that's Harriman in 2nd. One of the Tang brothers. It's Christian Gump, one of the Tang brothers, and Wilson.
Yeah, so here comes Jacob. He's finishing strong. He's getting it off to our second leg, Christian Gump. Gump's not really a 800-meter runner, but it was great for him to get out there and put in some effort. He gives him the baton, 151.9, roughly. So, yeah, now Gump. Here comes Gump. He's never broken 2 in the 800 before, so we're looking to see him perform in this race. Doesn't really run the 800 much, so I know he's sub 2, but he just needs to, go out there and prove that he is.
Although the meet record by Great Oak 7:37.61 could be broken.
And here we have Harriman and Long Beach Wilson, in tow. They're very good competitors. They're very quick.
The other Tang brother,
one of the Tang brothers and one of the Obando brothers. They're out here really putting in that work.
The Tang brother in tow, and Wilson. Our expected major players in this event. Great Oak, Harriman, and Wilson.
All right, and they're right there. Gump comes through. Gets overtaken a little bit, but one of the Tang brothers goes down. It looks like, I don't even remember seeing that in the race, to be honest.
But
I'm just grateful that it wasn't Gump. But it looks like Long Beach Wilson took over. Gump had a little bit of a stumble, but he's pretty resilient. He's a resilient runner, so he should be able to finish strong here. Hopefully keep us in good contention.
Strong run here by Wilson's leg.
Yeah, Obondo's really opening it up here. He's looking really strong.
Wilson making some distance. Some separation.
Yeah, so we come down to third here. No problem. Gump's running his best. You know, first 800 in a long time. I know he's stronger, so next time he'll go out there and drop even better time.
I'll have to find out who that was.
And that was a really strong leg. All right, now we have Gump handing it off to Marco. Marco's just a junior. He runs 153 in the open. He has a crazy kick, so we're going to see if he can close this gap on Long Beach. Long Beach has Wando Bondo in it right now, though. Wyland's really quick. He took second at state last year. He runs 150 low, I believe. So, and then we have Harriman coming up quick from behind. I don't know exactly who that is, but he's cruising today.
Wilson back into the lead.
And so coming through here, I was watching Marco and I was thinking, man, like, come on, Marco, like, you need to keep us in contention, you know. One of these things, like, Marco will compete with anyone. So I was very happy to have him as our third leg. You know, I'm getting ready to step onto the track right after they come through. I'm watching Wyland throw down a crazy time, you know, picking it up, and dude, we need to do something here. So Marco thinks that too. He's going to move around this kid right here, I believe. And he's going to get back in contention with Harriman and Wilson.
Wilson, Harriman.
Yeah, we have about 250 left. This is where Marco really tends to shine. So Marco's picking it up, you know, just like we do in practice. You got to go fast, faster, fastest on that last 300 meters. And that's exactly what Marco does normally.
Wilson back into a solid
This is why I'm starting to hop onto the track and get ready to get the handoff from Marco. Saying we're in third, so a little bit of work to do, but not too much. You know, all the boys did their job. They did exactly what they needed to do. And so we're on great pacing here. Especially with Marco. Look at this kick. Marco will always bring it home, no matter how hard. And so Marco ran a great leg here. I think he split around 152, according to our coach. So they're giving me the baton here. This is one of those races that I felt really comfortable in. There wasn't a lot of conflict. I got to sit behind and draft, you know, have them take the win for me. And so we have Wilson, then Harriman, then us. And I think this is just one of those things, like, I just had to sit there and I was like, yeah, I just have to stick with him for that first lap, and that second lap is when the race really starts. And so Ogomo is from Harriman. He was the guy in second that I was behind the whole time. He's a really fast runner. He had a great split in this race. And so me and him, we're closing in on the guy in first from Long Beach, Wilson. And we're just, you know, really hoping we can stay in contention to compete. And then coming up in fourth is Cooper McNee, one of my good friends. He, I don't know how much he runs the 8, but he was looking strong in this race. And so coming through here, 1 lap to go. We ran around a 54, 55, I believe. We ran pretty quick. And, you know, coming through, I was like, okay, we're in this. Like, we caught up to the guy in the lead. I'm feeling great. I got to stay relaxed and, you know, just push it to the end. You know, 300 meters to go right about here. Everyone's picking it up. The guy in first is picking it up. The guy in second is picking it up. I just have to stick with them. And this is one of those races where it's just going to be a who can, you know, push the hardest at that line. And so right here, I'm trying to get through. I get a little bit stuck as the Harriman guy, he goes out around. Get a little bit stuck. I try to swing way wide and hope for the best. And, you know, now we're 3 wide. This is one of those moments I'm just like, okay, I gotta go. Like, trust the training and find that extra gear. And, you know, we came down. And this is one of those things, like, you just cannot look back in this moment. Like, I really had to push hard through that line. And when we finished, I'm editing right now, and I realized my file got corrupted right there. But basically, we finished strong. We came through hard. We didn't even realize at the end of that race that, you know, we beat the meet record. We knew we took the national record, but we didn't know we took the meet record. That was a great surprise, and, you know, just as a squad, we pushed together, and we work hard in practice, and, you know, it all came together yesterday. So